Okay. Alright, so now we have this going. Alright, this looks a little better for me. Stream, okay. Hello and welcome to the Bat Cave, your secret hideout for Brawl gameplay and deck tech videos. I'm your host, Blndbat8719. This is a first for me. I'm going to start trying to do some live streaming on the weekends. My life has been very busy lately with getting a new house, moving, and having a newborn, a 2-month-old. And so I'm trying to find ways to get some content out there for you guys. I figured I'd try some live streaming that I'll upload to YouTube to be watched later. Figured try to do that for a couple hours and use this time to kind of do my deck building and try out some deck ideas that I have in mind that can be led towards videos later on. This is the first stream, and there's a lot of things I'm learning on how to do with this stuff, so please bear with me as I figure out some of the technical things and, you know, figure out how I want the streams to kind of go and whatnot, alright? So, welcome to all of you that are watching. Hope you enjoy these things. Today, basically my decision I'm basing on what I'm working on today is based on my quest. So right now my quest is blue or red spells. So I do have a, whatchamacallit. Oh, let me lower the volume a little bit there. For me, I do have a Niv Mizzet Storm deck that I really like, and the idea behind this one is that it's not built around Niv so much as I would like to, whenever given the chance, to go off with 1,000 Year Storm, and Arcade Bombardment's number 2 for it for the most part. So, hey, Mr. Death Weapon, how's it going? Let's see now. So yeah, so the idea with this plays play 1,000 Year Storm and then go off of Arcade Bombardment, and those are my kind of the cards that I have a lot more fun with. Just going off with that. But I figured something different to do would be to try it off with Valdrik. I had come up with a standard Brawl version with him that I have had fun with, and I thought there's got to be a way to make this more appropriate for historic Brawl. So, oh wait, is this... which one's this? This is regular Brawl. Never mind. Let me go over to my historic Brawl version. That it has to be. There we go. There's a historic Brawl version. And yeah, so this is the pile of cards. I'm trying to make a few cuts here right now. The idea with Valdrik is to kind of just cast some things for free so I can win with a big X spell like this. And so, I mean, I'm trying again. 1,000 Year Storm would be fun. Arcane Bombardment to me seem like fun cards. I'm trying out Torrential Gear Hulk along with Scholar of the Lost Trove to kind of be a little more on the mean side. So I threw an Expansion Explosion to kind of get some more damage for the most part. Kind of want to go off with some X spells, but trying to. So this is the one I'm kind of working on right now. I'm trying to figure out what I need. I guess right now I'll just figure out the easy stuff. Usually is just to figure out what the ramp is. That was not ramp at all, but in theory that's ramp. And trying to find with the basic idea I found with Valdrik is that you want to protect him. So you want to have some cheap stuff. So they want to be when you cast them, you want to have removal, or not removal, protection. So Syncopate, Slip Out the Back, Disdainful Stroke, things that focus, well, not so much Disdainful, but like Memory Lapse and Negate, things that are focused on countering non-creature spells that can deal with my opponent. So those are, so a little bit on the counter spell side of things. Let's see, so that's all good. Strike It Rich, I think, is neat. This falls under ramp, but that might be possibly something that I'm going to get rid of. It's one of the things that when I do, go off with 1,000 Year Storm, it does very well. Protection. I think there should be a difference maybe between, and there's in theory that's ramp. That might be a cut maybe for the most part. Baral's ramp. The Carful Harbinger's ramp. So let's maybe go with the difference between protection She's more card selection. Really quick, I do want to talk about the Hand of Vecna with Valdrik. I think is awesome because essentially you equip it to him, you pay the life. All right, now he gets plus X. So let's say he gets plus 3. Now his power is 4. Everything gets a 4 cost reduction. So if you haven't been playing Hand of Vecna in your Valdrik's deck, you should. Counter magic, difference in protection and counter magic. Probably should move all this to the 2 slots because 2s always seem to be the best of this. This is more card selection, more protection. That's removal. This is, I don't try out Sorcerer's Class. I guess it falls under ramp, so I guess I'm doing okay on ramp. Cure, I think, is one I thought of that might be useful for protection. Now they need 2 spells to get rid of Valdrik, so in the cases that I happen to tap out. Narset, I think, is good to help me find some things that stop my opponent from doing some stuff. I probably am running one too many removal spells, counter spells, but I feel like I need to keep the hard ones up. Oh, excuse me there. Electrolyze is nice. I kind of want some stuff that's direct damage too, that way it plays better with the storm. Now, maybe we'll cut the Niv Mizzet for now, because I think creatures I know are going to be low, but that's kind of the point of this deck. Seagate Restoration, I think I should have 39 lands, right? Because Seagate acts as my 40th land. Ugin's just good in the deck, so this way I can deal with things like enchantments for the most part. Battle of Frost and Fire, I think that's good. Let me get rid of the Ral thing. Copying spells. It works really well. I'm not really copying as much. Mizzix Master is another one that kind of is a big game finisher. I feel like you need, with Gale's Redirection, this at least exiles the spell. So this is how you deal with things that say there can't be countered. You play Gale's Redirection, and that gets rid of those things. I think Kindred Denial is pretty good, and I think Rewind is pretty good. Those are my hard counters, so maybe I can cut the Neutralize and the Wizard's Retort for that. I do want to play with the Electrolyze just a little bit more. Midnight Clock is... Oh, there's more ramp. Midnight Clock. Maybe the Mox Amber is something that has to go. I do like that it's kind of sneaky, though, because it's a way of me playing it out early and having Valdrik out so that I'm able to play these things out. So that's what I like about that. Strike It Rich gets me get Valdrik out a turn earlier. Maybe the Strike It Rich is the one to go. Because if I play this on 1, I have 3 mana. I get them out early. Yeah. Or the Primal Amulet just seems like fun. And it makes things cost 1 less. Well, in that case, then, too, why wouldn't I just play out Will and his sister, at least? Because they have the same effect. Alright, let's cut the Primal Amulet. Narset finds me things. Mirari Conjecture's another doubling ups thing. But maybe that's a little too much. Because I do have Mizzix Mastery. Instant card. Kyrie's another bounce spell that keep me alive. That's one of my rafts. So let's cut the Mirari Conjecture. Probably could use a small raft too. I think Dragon Rage Challenger is good. At least gets me sort some stuff. Make 3 more cuts. Average cost of this deck is 3.5. I think the Proliferate card's good. This is also more board wipes. So my board wipes really are Battle, Kyrie over here, Baral's Expertise, and Inscription of Insight. Maybe I don't need the Glittering Stockpile. Well, it's nice. It hasn't been doing as much as I would hope it would do in my decks. I could be... Now I'm at 102. I can cheat a little bit and cut maybe another land if I really want to, just to try to play spells out and see what spells work. Solve the Equation. What's great about that? Probably gets me my Mind's Desire most of the time. Or Seagate Restoration, potentially. Sublime Epiphany just does so much. Crackle of Power, Expansion Explosion, Magma Opus. It's powerful. Yeah, it's probably worth keeping in here. Alright, let's cut the electrolyze, and we'll be greedy and cut a land, just because I want to get this playing for you guys right now. Because I think, yeah, wash away, that's a fair amount of interaction in terms of protecting Valdrik. We're going to use Hand of Vecna, and we're just going to try to get to my more powerful spells and see if that does something. And then basically, like, again, I'm looking like Stormkiln artist. He seems great in theory. He never seems to work for me. I do think I feel like I'm a little bit of a slump with some of my deck playing, or not so much the ability, but playing. Because sometimes I feel that maybe I'm just trying to push things too much. I rush too much. So let's see how this version's doing. Oh, Mr. Deathweapon, thank you very much for the comment. Yeah, no, I'm trying to. I think Valdrik's kind of interesting. He's something I played a little bit with him in regular Brawl, and I thought again try to make the jump to historic Brawl. It seems to be what more people are. Excuse me, what more people are interested in. So, playing against Draxon, piling a Tasha Unholy Archmage. She is the new hotness from the alchemy version of Baldur's Gate. She is Rex in general creature focused decks, which I'm not really one of those. I feel like this hand is a little slow for my liking. I want to list a little bit of ramp. I could try to play a counter magic thing with Tasha, but they're also a control deck. I'll take the free mulligan real quick. Alright, I actually like this a little better. I got some ramp, I have some early plays. So we're going to keep this one alive for right now. So, start this off by saying hello to the opponent and lead off with the Forgotten Cave, because that's going to come into play tapped. Alright, so now we get an untapped source, which is good. So blue here, and I'm going to go with Harbinger for right now. Alright, let me lower the... is the... Mr. Deathweapon, is the audio really loud from the game or whatnot? Let me know so I can like lower that if it's too much. Are they going to kill the Harbinger? Fatal Push? Bloodchief's Thirst. Okay. Alright, so we got the finishing card here, Crackle of Power. I misplayed just now. Ah, man. I should have just played the blue source out so I would have Wash Away open for the Tasha. Well, now that I've made my mistake, let's just play out Saheeli. Alright, there's Tasha. This will be fun. Because I have some big creatures to grab actually out of my deck. Alright. So we get Valdrik out. And just pass the turn. Hope it gets bigger. Tasha artworks look pretty nice with the full art here. Now, I'm also probably going to just counter whatever my opponent throws my way. Liliana. Oh. Because it wasn't killing Valdrik, I thought I shouldn't have countered it. I totally should have countered that. That was a mistake. Alright. Reliquary Tower. Alright, so Valdrik, let me think about this. Prismarine Command, draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards, create a treasure token. Alright, so let me do blue-red, and I'm going to definitely create a treasure token for myself, Do I want to deny them some ramp? No, I'm going to deal the 2 damage so that Tasha goes down. Yeah. Alright, so we'll deal target a creature. So let's do that. I'll do this. This way then... Oh, man. Alright, so that's totally terrible right now because Tasha got plussed up. So it'd be -1/-1 for no reason. So they got me on this one. Ah, man. This is what I mean by my gameplay right now. I'm not thinking this stuff out. I'm thinking, oh, just deal. I'm second guessing myself too much. So I'm sorry about all of that. Should have just shot the 2 damage to Tasha like I was originally thinking. Now he's gonna get some insane stuff from me. Yeah, there's your insanity. And that probably goes half my deck, no less. So... yeah, Bloodchief's Thirst, great. Alright, well, if anything at least... yeah, I didn't even get a chance to transform either. So... alright. So, why... let's do... no, it's hold off on the wash away. Just kill my token. Because he's probably going to replay out Tasha now, so... in which case, then I'll just... I will just counter that with the wash away. Alright, hoping the next game will go a little better with my plays here. Alright, so there's the wash away. Alright, so Lonely Sandbar, we'll put that in the play. Just doing the math real quick. This makes the spell cost 1 less. So you can use 4 mana. If I use these 4, yeah, I'm going to land short for Crackle with Power for 2. Destroy all non-zombie creatures. Target artifact becomes a copy of another thing until you end a turn. Let's get out, search for Escanta. No attacks. Even the search now could have been questionable. Maybe I've been better off just not playing the land, not playing anything, pass. Valdrik goes up 1. That helps with the Crackle of Power. Again, I think that mill for my creatures... Time Warp, Chaos Warp. Negate. Okay, I guess they had to go somewhere because there's no reason for them to concede the game to me. But, Draxon, thank you very much for teaching me a few lessons about how to play against Tasha in my deck. Okay. It's lower than the recommended bit rate. Huh. Alright, so I gotta look into the bitrate thing. Okay. Alright, what we got here? We're playing against the Feychild, piling an Aldaline Resplendent Cathar deck. So this will be going wide aggro. The hand seems good. Boral's expertise could actually be really useful for the most part here. So I'm going to keep my 7. And I'd say probably lead off with the Fabled Passage to get my... because I don't have anything for 1. Hall of Storm Giants is 2. Then this way I play the Mind Stone. Or maybe I'll just start learning... trying to figure out a good pattern to teach myself with my plays, maybe using my hand, because I played Magic for a long time, and one of the things I was taught, or I kind of picked up early on, start by saying hello to the Feychild, is you don't want to, if you're playing in person, you can watch your opponent's hand, or they can watch my hand, so they can see me move my cards around, and they can see that, anything he played from his left side of his hand was a land, anything he played from his right was a spell. So then they can kind of start seeing what you kind of draw or didn't draw if they keep paying attention to what's in your hand. Without actually, so you're kind of telegraphing information without realizing it. On Arena, they don't see you shuffling your hand. So why not take advantage of that fact and just put things in a way that let you see things, makes your, outline your plays a little bit easier. All right, Tezzret's Gambit. All right, Mind Stone. The only thing this hand is lacking right now, really, is protection for Valdrik. So that's the only thing that's a little rough right now. And actually, let's see. So that's that. There's that. There's that. Otawara. I'm going to play out the Otawara because I'd rather keep the red floating around in case I need double red. So I'm going to go with, this is copies. Let's go with Key to the Archive. Demonic Tutor seems good because that lets me get some stuff. Almost everything I want, actually. I know, but Electrolyze helps me out now, right? I'm going to go with Demonic Tutor and actually discard said Demonic Tutor, right? Let me discard Demonic Tutor. White has very limited ways of dealing with the graveyard, so I don't expect... I mean, they could. The Lion Sash, I think, is a really good card. But I think I can still buy myself some time here. So the question becomes, am I dead next turn? Actually, I could potentially be dead next turn. Okay. So here's red. So I want to play out the Arcade Barbommet. That would be fun. What instead, though, I should probably do 4 mana or less. I guess I'm drawing cards. Alright, so 1, 2, and 3. At this point, a token's probably the same. The reason why I'm doing this is because next turn they're going to have 5. They're going to tap the Strixman end of the turn, put a counter on it, and then attack with 5 creatures next turn. Exile target creature. Oh. Resolves. Alright, so it's 2 things. So I'm not dead to combat at least next turn. And then let's cast Tezzret's Gambit to draw some cards. Oh, I could have copied that with the expansion. Lightning Strike, 3 damage. Adeline's a 4 toughness thing. Alright. And then I got Scholar of the Lost Trove into my hand now, too, which is pretty nice. 4, 5. Alright, Strixhaven again. I'm just going to shoot the Beloved Princess now. Oh, because it came back at end of turn. I'm at 9. Alright. Negate. This is going to go up to 5, 6, 7. Alright. Scholar of the Lost Trove. Just to get a body into play. And we'll redo Boral's Expertise then. And let's bounce back the creatures. And I'll decline. It's unfortunate, but at least it buys me more time to get things going. And I can hopefully find a way to deal with the Strixhaven later on. I just got to hit him a few times, really. Alright, Soul Warden. That's going to be a pain in the neck lately. Adeline again. Gain life. Speaker of the Heaven. Okay. Alright, so let's go with Valdrik then. Do I go with Valdrik? Do I go crazy? I'm almost dead. I really can't go crazy. So if I go wide, let's go Valdrik here. Short, that's fine. And then no attacks. And I kind of have the rewind open a little bit, which is nice. I mean, if they don't play anything, which is what it seems like they're doing. I mean, Valdrik I get to go a little bit bigger. I get to put another spell under the Arcane Bombardment, hopefully. Alrighty, the plan's starting to come together. That's nice. Put down the Izzet Guildgate. Does it let me cast Rewind? He doesn't let me cast Rewind just yet, right? I have Negate. I don't have Rewind. So Stormkiln. No attacks. It does seem that I do have to worry about that Strixhaven Stadium a lot sooner than I would like. Alright, alright. Unfortunately, now they're getting me with the onboard stuff. Alright, let's go with the Arcane Bombardment now. Now that we have I have some stuff to play with here. I have the Chaos Warp. That could be interesting. And then whatever else I have here. No attacks. So ideally, this is lets me to I would probably manually tap this for a blue and a red. So here's blue and red. Oh, actually, wait a sec. If I do, let me think about that. If I do double blue, I can use Rewind instead. And that lets me untap some mana. So that's good. Token. Sure, Lightning Strike. Let's kill the speaker then. That resolves. And 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the second spell that resolves. Also means Valdrik's going to go up bigger next time as well. So I can use it to deal damage to a target and then draw more cards with him, which would be pretty sweet. Let's get rid of this and see how bad this is going to hurt me now. Anointed Procession. Okay, so I actually timed that out a little bit all right there. Alright. I'm gonna hold on to Sokazan. I'm on the blood. Okay, I'm on the daytime side. It's such a hard call between do I want to play something now so I get double the stuff? No attacks. Valdrik's kind of like a combo with the Arcane Bombardment right now, but I'm okay with that because it's going to mean my expansion explosion when I actually cast it will be a lot larger right now. Negate that. Alright, yeah, so now unfortunately that's So that's the matchup you would say between control and aggro. They got me down low, weren't able to finish me off. I was able to stabilize and then started playing a controlling game, and I'm not letting them get any card advantage, any way to push through damage. So the Fey Child, thank you very much for the game. Let's go on to the next one. Any thoughts on the deck so far? Anything I should be working on? Anything I can improve on? Alright, so we got the goals met. I'll probably play 2 more with this, I think. Just to get some, again, try some of the cards. The Stormkiln guy was okay. He was the right size body for the board state. Omniscience, oh, okay. So this is just straight up control flash with a guy that can flash in. Hand of Vecna's good. Baral will be nice. Galazeth can make this into mana source and Crackle of Power. So this seems like a good starting hand. Maybe it's Ohm Science. Ohm Science, not Omniscience. That's what I was thinking. Ohm Science. Alrighty, so let us start by saying hello to the opponent and lead off with a Fabled Passage. Probably going to go for blue because I have time to go for my Crackle and Power, I would say. If I had something that I felt I could wait more, but in terms of, draw and get blue, I can maybe have waited to see if this would have been my 4th land. Worked out either way. So here's Baral, Chief of Compliance. That also probably is a telltale sign that, yeah, I have counter magic in my deck. Alright. Swing. They're probably expecting Valdrik. I like curving out. Alright, Hand of Vecna. Okay. Not none too. Just play out the land, see how things go. I could pay 4 life to equip and swing. I think that's kind of like a waste, especially if they do something to bounce it. Again, I don't really have protection mana right now for Valdrik, so I'm just going to kind of see what I can do. Essence Scatter, okay. Mythic Mastery, alright, so that's the spell one. Alright, the Celestis. I'm just going to push the Valdrik here. I have enough mana, kinda. And this way, too, if they have counter magic, I can now safely blow up the Celestis. Actually, no, it doesn't work that way. I was going to say I could create the treasure token, draw 2, then discard 2. Take the treasure token. I thought I could try to draw more, but I think this Mythic's Mastery is pretty... It's such a good late game card. I don't kind of want to get rid of it just yet. Probably is the right thing to do, though. Yeah, take him to the command zone. I mean, at this point, sure, 2 cards, extra pump. It's worth it. So, there's that. And also, too, it forced me, I knew they wouldn't have to worry about Raspian coming down, 3/3. No escape. If I use 5 and it fails, I can't cheat out the no escape. Okay. So I think it's bigger than the Caspian now. Alright, so we might just end up winning the game. Alright, this fails if I don't have, yeah, if it doesn't go through. So, might just end up going off with Baral here, I guess. Alright, commit. That puts him... Alright, so hopefully I got something. Boon of the Wish Giver. I'm always a fan of that card. I can't defend an arcade bombardment. Oh, that'd be so sweet. Valdrik? Probably not, but, you know. I just don't want to sit back and do nothing. Maybe that's my problem sometimes. Wash away. Okay. So Valdrik probably be out of the question for a little while longer. And he's probably, if he doesn't have a Narset, he's looking to get a Narset. Because that's what you would do commit to memory for usually. Alright. Burrell. 4 life? Sorcery. 4 life for this? Oh, I could do the crackle for 5. And that makes me use my treasure then? Pay the life. Alright, Swords of Plowshares. Really happy I used the life there now. Narset's nice. Likelihood he still has a counterspell is the question. Memory's a sorcery speed. Let's pay 1. Oh wait, but he's got flash, right? So he'll just bring him back in. So that doesn't make much sense. I'm trying to play the odds here a little bit. He's probably got, again, a lot of counter magic to stop things from happening. Maybe not too many creatures. So now, this gets to be interesting. Sinks his rev. Okay, so that may have been the time to actually try the Narset. Ah, dang it. Or there goes the Arcane Bombardment then. Really? Okay. Counter magic galore. Hall. Well, thankfully though, oh, it's 6. If I draw a land, that'd be nice. That's annoying. Why would you do triple blue like that? Alright. Do need extra blue. You got straight up regular counterspell? Tail's End. Alright, so I think this is a little bit where the having a little shy on mana, cutting down those extra lands probably is what's hurting me right now. Yep. And then Teferi is just pain like to beat against. And of course it comes in play tapped. Alright, good game. Science, thank you very much for the game. Let's go on to the next one and deck tech a little bit with this one. So let's... Which one am I least happy with land-wise or card-wise? I'm probably going to still stick with those things because I think those are kind of big. I think a lot for me to lose out on that. Maybe the Storinkin, because when you go off, you go off. That's basically it. Let's cut him. And what do I have more of? More blue. So let's throw another island in here. And go at it again. Oi. Playing against Yaski Yul, playing a Cody Vociferous Codex deck. Oh, this will be interesting. And they're going first. Is this hand worth it? Probably not. That phases something out. That might copy an early thing from them. That's the only benefit to this. And they're going to get ahead of me first. Take the free mulligan. Okay. This gives me some early plays with the Dragon's Rage Channeler at least. Start off by saying hello to the opponent. And then actually Chaos Warp's pretty good here. This is mostly... you cast your next spell. Can't cast permanent stuff. So there's a couple big permanents, I think. But most of it's a lot of spell stuff. And therefore, Chaos Warp is going to probably be a miss for most of the stuff they have. Alright, so play out the island. Swing for 1. And then I'm probably going to do the Magma Opus here. I'm going to cycle this, pass. They didn't do Cody? Well, that's interesting. Usually that's a Cody move. Unless they're playing like me and waiting till they have some protection up. Which I don't. So, swing for 1 there. Go with the Reliquary Tower. And go with Saheeli. Command Tower, perfect. Alright, so they had some protection up. Oh, they were worried about me, guys. I don't know why well, again, I usually slam Cody, but again, I think they want to make sure they have the protection because they know Cody's going to be their big thing. Alright, so if I play out here... Yeah, now's my shot. Probably should have put a stop there. Alright. And probably if I did put a stop, that probably would be my better bet. I could put Valdrik away. Valdrik's, no, to be honest, Chaos Warp is not going to hit in my life. For me in a good way. Take the land, sure. You could also argue that maybe I should have waited for the 1,000-Year Storm to hit. Take the action there. And the Biblioplex might actually come into play. Alright, so lands based. Alright, so there's probably only the one creature in the deck then. I think it's the kind of like the one you usually see in the Sliver Cascade decks where it's a big 7-drop. I forget his name off the top of my head. Alright. Put that there. Alright, it's nighttime. probably could have recast the Valdrik there now that I think about it. Well, I know. Didn't think about it. I was thinking the next turn. The 5 would have been nice. Okay. Sure, let's go with Ral. Why not? No attacks. He's just another 1,000-year storm. Ah, freaking A, Casualties of War. Definitely want to play in any green-black deck, but alrighty. Scry 1. Strike it rich. Feel like that really doesn't do what I want right now. And that might be worth cutting for another land as well. Have that enter tapped. Getting really close to using this Biblioplex. Soul Shatter. Wow. Alright, now it's coming down to card advantage ultimately. Now I get the Sublime Epiphany. Alright, end the turn there. Just kind of wait for them to cast the spell, I guess. Ketria Triome. Alright, this actually is like, hopefully this will work. Counter the spell, activated the ability, return, draw a card. So, what do we bounce? We bounce Cody? Probably bounce the Cody too. I mean, they used Negate already, so Disdainful Stroke will be the only other option left. Really? A land? Try to get this Biblioplex to work. More lands. Alright. Badger comes out. Temple of Epiphany. Morale's not bad. Just wish I had more. So maybe I need to look back into the deck and see what card draw I have going on. Yeah, because double check. Yeah, he's a 1/3. Alright, Highland Lake. This is 2. 1, 2, 3 for a Celestis. So that pumps there. Make sure there's not sorcery. Well, let's do this now. Take the action, put that to the graveyard. Alrighty, Cultivate, hit into... You find a Cursed Idol. Oh, that's a good one. And there was my chance to flip everything to make Valdrik better. That's one of the better things with the Celestis, at least. Right, yeah, that's... Sure, let's add a black. Yeah, and now that I look at the board, I probably should have done the Celestis more than anything else. Alright, that works. What I'm going to do first is check out Bibliotech. Resolve. Yeah, I'll take it. Alright, so he pays for one of it right now. Make sure the bottle of water didn't spill over. Does this actually do anything for me? So if I have, that's red, and I have 1, 2, 3, so that does 1. I can do 10. Well, I think at this point, let's do 2. Cody and the opponent. really worth it to go after the opponent's life total. 30 life is the same thing, right? I'll just all right. So let's just deal with the creatures. All right. And then no attacks. Cody's back. Yeah. All right, into the north. Yeah, I'm thinking like, is it worth it just to draw naturally? But I think for the most part, yeah, I think if I spend 4, yeah, let's do the Scry 2 here. What do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so let's take the negate. No attacks. Gets a little bit more stronger. And depending on how crazy the spell is... Alright, let's let that resolve. What do we hit? Negate the time warp, thankfully. This is some pretty nice artwork. I actually bought a box because I love Japanese things, and I did open a foil of one of these in Japanese, which was pretty nice. All right. Let's cast out Arcane Bombardment, and no attacks, and the turn. So what do I have nice to hit off of this thing? I got a Sublime, a Chaos Warp, and a Magma Opus. Alright, let's see what disaster thing I might be dealing with now. He drew a spell. Okay, let me make sure I'm tapping this right. Okay, yeah. Do we have a counter spell? Reveal? Ah, man. Alright, so I got the counterspell. I just didn't get the right one that helped me survive that point. So, Yaskiel, thank you very much for the game. Let's go on to the next one. What do we think? Should I keep playing with this one? Or should I keep working on something else, maybe? I think that one went pretty well. Let's see, what time is it? It's 9:25. Okay. What else have I been working on lately? Yeah, you know, so I'll stick with the theme. Let me show off my other Niv Mizzet deck that I have a lot of fun with. Or do I want to work on deck building something else? About like another, what is it? Eh. Let's see, Niv Mizzet. Alright, so Healy could use some work. Gone Fishing. I have a ton that could use a lot of work right now. Let's see what OBS has. Okay, learning some stuff here. Alright, that goes down. So, let's see. Jan wants... I don't even know. Actually, let me pull up my Evernote. I have a list of decks that I've been wanting to work on. So let me pull that up real quick and see what it is I should be working on building or playing right now. Notebooks. Decks to build and record. Alright, so top on the list, I have a Magda deck. Alright. Probably should have put these a little bit more in order, but alright, so let's go with Magda then. Alright. That was a request I had a while back. Somebody likes Magda, wanted to update it for historic Brawl. So let's see how we look in here. It's 100 cards, so that's good. 30. 36 lands? What am I thinking playing 36 lands in this deck? What's the average cost? 3.3. Okay, so this probably means I gotta do some work here. Alright, 36 lands. So let's pump that up a little bit. So now we're at 39 lands. Alright, so 39, we have 40 lands now, so that's good. Voltage Surge, Frostbite. Magna's a 2-drop. And that's the things that gets to be interesting. Faceless Treasure's Chest, Bankbuster. Having not looked at this deck in a while, I'm just trying to think of all the things that I learn and know I want to do with this stuff. Infernal Sun. Dollhouse of Horrors is probably something. How many creatures am I around? 30 creatures? So that could probably be something useful to get me through in the end. Another creature with power 2 can't be blocked this turn. Okay. A lot of small... Oh, that doesn't really work with that. Containment Construct. So I have a little more of a discard theme to this one, it seems like. Okay. Maze my time. Alright, so let's cut the Bankbuster. I probably got to cut the big stuff, right? Chroma's More will be kind of fun to get. Embercleave, Fires. Let's cut Fires. I think Aetherwork Marvels could do some stuff. Because I have the treasures going off. That's why I have that in here. Combustible Gear Hulk. Treasures. Isn't there a new dragon that makes a lot of treasures? The Copper Dragon, right? Not collected. What do we got? Ancient Copper Dragon. This actually seems pretty decent. Alright. Alright. It's a dragon. We'll craft it. I'll regret it later. Alright, so keep the Copper Dragon in. That's a good dragon target. Trash for Treasure isn't what's going to work here the most, as much as I'd like to think that. Heated Debate, that's more to deal with things that are hard, it can't be countered, and that way I think that's the real reason why I have it in here. Hazard's Monument. Draw and discard. Another dwarf. Actually, there's Conqueror's... Not Conqueror's, Vanquish's Banner. Vanquish? Let's try Vanish. Alright. Trying it the hard way now. We have a rare mythic that's an artifact. Get rid of that. And it costs 5. Yep. Oh, alright. Vanquisher's Banner. Alright, so we're being tribal enough. That probably helps a bit. So 3. Alright, so now that I'm back at 39, I might go down 1 for that. Maybe get to get the Bankbuster. I know I want cards, but I got some cards coming later on, it looks like. And, you know something? If I'm playing... How many Planeswalkers am I playing? Because I'm terrible at playing Planeswalkers alongside the Immortal Sun. So as much as Chandra's awesome, she doesn't really draw me cards. I'm going to go with the Immortal Sun. That also deals with other Planeswalkers. And there's our 100 cards. Alrighty. And let's, edit all. Alright, so there's that one. Alright, so we'll just keep the title the same for right now. But, let's see. Professional Facebreaker? Alright, let's, that's a good call. Professional Facebreaker. Yeah, it's another treasure producer. That's a good call. Thank you, Federico. Probably better than the Plundering Barbarian, I would say. I like the utility of him, but yeah, I think that's just a better creature. Alright, so cut rid of that. Alright. Alright, let's swap this out for the Magda. See how Magda's doing. And while we're seeing how Magnus, how's everybody else doing today? Are everybody having a good day so far? I hope so. Anybody hear about the new Dominaria stuff that's coming out? Apparently Wizards apparently found a closet that had boxes of legends lying around, and they opened all them up and randomly inserted all the cards, or at least the valuable ones, into packs of, I think, the premier, the ultra, the ultra expensive boxes that. So this way, then you have a chance of opening up extra money, extra value that's not normally in the set. They did something similar with this, with the third trip to Zendikar, which was pretty awesome. I don't think I opened up any of those things, but I like the idea of it, and so it's an interesting way for them to sneak in some stuff that might be on the reprint list. Alright, playing against Yo Sheep, piloting a Rafine Scheming Seer deck. These things can go a multitude of ways. He's a pain in the neck with that ward and a 4 toughness. My favorite flavor I've seen so far has been Reanimator, but ultimately it's just great card selection, and I just got to try to beat him down as fast as I can. So we will keep 7 here. Got an Chroma's Memorial that could be helpful, because that means I can actually get through the blockers, because Rafine is black and he plays a lot of black creatures. I totally forgot I changed all my settings for this guy. Usually I play more, I keep the bad up, but because this was, mono red with dragons and Magda, I changed my usual icon, my usual pet, to the dragon for this one. Alright, Rafine's Tower, another dwarf. Start off by saying hello. And let's lead off with the mountain. Man, imagine if Sol Ring was in the format. That would be insane right about now. Be like a Braid's useful here. So this is where the question gets interesting. Do I play out Magda? I'm going to go with the 7 dwarf here, because I think that's the safest play. And then next turn, they might want to play Rafine. So I have a few ways of playing around that, per se. Ooh, okay. So how do I get burned here? Burned here by playing out Magda and then them countering it. So as much as I like to be super aggressive with trying to get my Magda online, I'd rather them try to counter this, because this way then, one way of dealing with counter magic decks. Oh, okay, I guess they had nothing going on. That is not what I was expecting. So Yo Sheep, thank you very much for the short game, and let's go on to the next one. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe they weren't happy with just dealing with Magda, or they didn't draw something, or life happens. I know there have been plenty of times when I've been playing on here or on my phone that you try to quickly sneak a game in, and then something comes up, and you're like, okay, yeah, I just played my land. Hello, goodbye. So that could be it, or it's his 10th game and he's tired of playing against Magda. So I play a lot of different decks with with the channel and whatnot, or at least testing it for the most part. So I don't always feel like right now Tosh has been prevalent, but usually people complain about meta decks, or always playing the same commander against the same overpowered commanders. I play enough variety that I don't feel like I don't see that at all. I don't see that happening. Now I know I'm trying to be a content creator. I am a content creator, so because I make this into this hobby a little bit to a job, and I put money into it, and I'm forcing myself to build different decks. That might be the reason why. Whereas some people just like their one commander, and unfortunately the one they like might be overpowered, and therefore they're dealing with a lot of. Is this even Meteor Strike Keenan? That deals one. Actually, this might be good for it. This matchup, because. Reason why I said yes to this one is because this deals with one of their first creatures they play out, and this will deal with a couple of their creatures when they play out. So start off by saying hello, lead up the snow-covered mountain. Now the question here becomes, now do you go with the Axe Guard Cavalry? Lightning Strike does not deal with that. Or if we have Faceless Liberator. So I'm going to start off with the Cavalry here, because what I can do is I can play. What are we going to do here? Probably going to be okay. Not could have been worse. Could have been a lot worse. All right, now I'm a little nervous. All right, so let's try out Magda. All right, resolved. So because now that gives me another creature that gets tapped, and then I can swing here. Get another token. And then I could actually Volt Surge. Actually, probably Volt Surging sounds about right, honestly. Target the creature. This is one from Kamigawa that I was thinking about, like, oh, this is a good one to put in here because I get the tokens right away. And this way, this does double thing. I get a little damage in, I got a treasure going. Oh, freaking A, Mind Flare. Not the worst thing in the world, though. Because... what's the best way to do this? Lightning Strike. Just gonna Lightning Strike that. That might be enough to make him quit almost. Let's go with a 7 Dwarf here. Yeah, I like the 7 Dwarves. Give it haste. That gives me 2 more tokens. And... yeah, I think... do I sit pretty here? I'm going to sit pretty here. There's Keenan. Gale is pretty sweet. Now again, too, I can always just give another creature haste again, even though it can already attack. Field of Ruin. That gives me 4, 5, 6. I have a Copper Dragon. That would be really sweet. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could get down a Velis. It doesn't do much in this situation right now. Alright, I guess we're just going to go with Meteor Swarm then. So I want 2. Pay X equal to 2. 1, 2. 5. Alright, it's 8 damage, so let's do that. Actually, I really want this to die. Submit. Auto pay. Alright, so the shuffle, then scry 2. Cavalier Gales is kind of sweet. I have, every time I see this, I always think back to my Maelstrom 1 or deck I have in real life. Because it uses a lot of brainstorming-ish effects to try to, manipulate the top of my deck so that I get what I want out of it. Do I want to use the... you know something? I'm not, because as much as I'm a little worried about, yeah, a board wipe. But I think I'm good at this point. Goldspan's sweet, but we'll do Terror here. Give it haste. And while not lethal, is still really difficult to deal with. So, Marrow70, thank you very much for the game. Let's go on to the next one. Alright, that one felt pretty good. That felt pretty sweet. Alrighty, Geissner. Oh, man. Alright, stream's current bit rate is slower than recommended bit rate. So I'll have to look into that for the future. Again, this is the first stream I'm really doing. I'm trying some new stuff out here. And just seeing... Is this it? That says it's... okay, kilobit per stream. So, I guess, is this like an internet thing where I need to get better internet? If anybody knows one, please let me know. Alrighty. Teferi, Hero Dominaria. Alrighty, so this is your classic aggro versus control matchup. And yeah, I'm going to keep this. I got to rethink the Cold Steel Heart maybe in this deck. This one is not bad. It generally is good. So what I think with this discussion here, it's when do you want to play your commander? Because one theory that I kind of like, and I mean, I things do change over time. Let's start by saying hello to the opponent, play the land, and go. Is that if I'm always going to play Magda on 2, and to the exclusion of everything else, why am I putting 2 drops in my deck that I want to play on, that I also would want to play on turn 2? I'm going to regret this probably. But now that I put more lands in the deck, I think it's okay to cycle this to try to get things that come into play untapped. So let's go there. Let's go with a 7 Dwarves. Jawara Disruption. Okay. So if I have things that I want to play on turn 2 all the time, then why should I play anything else? Well, alright. Here, let's go for the ramp. They're waiting for me to play Magda. I know that. And there's no way I'm going to win that one. So, alright, let's play out Field of Ruin. Probably should have played Field of Ruin first just so I keep it right up. Not that I need a Rimrock for anything, but... And the worst is going to be, I have to try to make them use, like, their creature removal spells. Okay. Curse of Silence, that's pretty good. That'll probably slow me down a little bit. Alright, yep, now I'm regretting that cycling that land, apparently. Come on off the top. Nope. Alright. Yeah, so... going back to that, so again, so if you cut out those things that you would want to play, so I want to play Magda on turn 2 to the exclusion of everything else, then I should be playing more things that are either 1-drops or 3-drops so that I am able to make better use of, have better cards in my deck, where I can change things up, because I'm always going to play her on 2. What's the point of me playing, let's say, an Arcane Signet, because now it's one less decision to play that on 2 when, alright, if I play Magda on 2, then I'm not going to play it. So Arcane Signet's better on 2 than on 3, so why not then play the 3-mana version or a 0 or 1-mana version that makes things, makes my deck run a little bit smoother. Alrighty. Sorry, let me know what I'm thinking here. I think that drawing cards is probably good. Alright, so let's draw a card here. Mostly because I want to be able to get... Alright, Starving Extension. I want to kind of get some red going here. Let's just play out the Rimrock Knight. Just to have a body in play to make them at least a threat. Because in theory, next turn they're going to play out the commander. Alright, so that was Behold the Multiverse. Whenever a blue-white deck foretells now, I mean, they're kind of the worst. Because there's like 6 things it could be. And I'm probably just exaggerating slightly. That's one of them. There's Doomscar, there's Alrund's Epiphany, and then there's the counterspell. So those are really the 4 major ones you would expect from a blue-white deck. Guardian Idol. Now that's not bad for them, because at least they can use it as a blocker in a pinch. Magda cost 4. It draws them a card. They're short on mana is what this is telling me. Alright, so if they counter the Magda, they get an extra card, they have the stuff, and it costs 4 again. Alright, so I'm going to go with Magda here as opposed to the Reckless Stormseeker, because Magda's recastable, and I'd rather them use a creature counterspell on Magda at 2 cost 1, because I usually don't see that many. I mean, again, I'm opening myself to a Disdainful Stroke potentially, so Memory Lapse. I'll actually put that in the library, because that's not the worst for me. Maybe it is, because I might be able to draw my land now to try to get the Goldspan Dragon going. But there's Hero Dominaria. So he has to untap 2 lands. So obviously those 2. Put that into my hand. Because the Curse of Silence still costs 4. Okay. Well, let's see if they have it. Alright, Fateful Absence. Alright, so they had a removal spell but not a counter spell. Alright, they're very scared about her. Put her in the library. I'm fine with that. So I'm not shuffling anytime soon. Mind Stone. Dang. That's annoying. So, Axguard Cavalry. Maze Mind Tome. This might draw the counterspell faster, actually. And again, the trick here a little bit is to try and play more things. It's weird because, like, yeah, I want to play the really powerful thing, Blink of an Eye. Sure, that happens. I can see that one too. Like, giving things haste, not the best for them, and then drawing the cards really nice with the blink. And then ultimately, I think it just feels oppressive playing against Teferi at times because I'm constantly paranoid. Like, okay, they got to probably have a counterspell because they've drawn this many cards. They have all their mana available to them. And let's see what we got here. And then, man, keeping the curse around has been pretty sweet for them. Buried Ruin, that stays. That's a land. Alright. Axe Guard Cavalry. Play some incredibly overpowered counterspell right now. He's got a 2/2. Alright, so it's the Reckless then I have to send in. Because if I pump the Axe Guard, I was thinking if I put Axe Guard, give it haste, I can give this thing haste. Torrential Gear Hulk. Okay, alright, this is probably Blink of an Eye. Oh, Behold is nice. Why not just draw more cards? Oh, man. Yeah, just being baited like that's so annoying. Hey, TG. How's it going, man? Alright, so another foretell thing. That'll probably be Alrund's Epiphany. And I can't even use the Maze Mind Tome right now because I wanted my Magda. Put it in my hand. Yep. 5. Alright, so we're going to throw a little caution to the wind here. So if Magda's not going to resolve. They have that kind of unlocked. Whoops, no, don't get rid of the hand. So let's go with Goldspan Dragon. Alright, they got the Absorb. Alright. Alright, no attacks, end the turn. So, again, all I have are really big plays. The best I can kind of come up with at the moment would be to see if I can get Banefire going to deal with Teferi there. Though as I'm thinking of Banefire, maybe I need to try out putting in the, not Leyline, the Giant Furnace and the triple damage thing. That's just in there for a blocker. They have no need for the land because I'm way behind on my lands. Sorry guys, I was just adjusting some settings. Pass to attacks. Alright. Opponent's passing? Why wouldn't you attack there? Aethel Marvel works. I need to land. Maybe Aether Martha works is one of those win more cards than anything else. So that might be something to consider cutting. Curse of Hospitality is really nice. I like that one a lot. Draw a card right now at this point. I mean, they took a turn off. I'll take a turn off maybe. Still not getting... Who would have thought, right? Cycling the land that early totally did me in there. Alright, no attacks. So, Key to the Archive could be a play. I just feel weird. It feels weird. And you're like, I feel like I can't do anything when you play against Teferi at times. Draw a card. Okay, yes, draw your cards. This is where like Curse of Shaken Faith almost sounds like a nice idea, because when they do something, they'll probably play a couple things maybe. There's two now. All right, so one's the counter spell, one's Aldrin's Epiphany. I mean, I just feel that's a good fair trade right now because they're not going to let my stuff resolve. That's just the truth of the matter. Actually, let me pull up my OBS real quick. Everything seems... Okay, just the mic, no background. Okay, everything seems to be going okay sound-wise. Alright, land. He's at 6. I need to worry about 8. So if I do 4 here, can't do anything else. He'll counter this. Do I actually have to kill the Teferi now? 1. Camera's in the way. Alright, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I could kill the Teferi now. And that gives me some reprieve, I guess. Or I can kill a Torrential Gear Hulk. Let's get rid of the Teferi. Just because that's the thing that will win them. Will force them to kind of beat down with me a little bit. I have the Star of Extinction to kind of work on that a little bit. But maybe if I get them to tap out, I don't know. You know, it's one thing to play Aldrin's Epiphany when you already have that going on. I'm not probably going to be tutoring or using the Maze Mind Tome for a little while here because I think I have my 7, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I have my 7. So I probably want to hold on to this, use this as a card draw, commence the end game. Well, yes, we are in the end game now. So what I was saying before about the Maze Mind Tome, I may have to alter that a little bit because it's on 3 counters. It gives me the opportunity to gain life. So if I need to take, keep myself alive a little bit longer, that's what I'm going to end up having to do. I preferably like my opponent to just tap out and play a lot of things, but that isn't going to happen. So I can try the Star of Extinction on there. And this is the last turn 2 was another example of what the Curse of Silence is doing, because Magda was 4. If it was 2, try out keys, play out Magda, no problem. Take 7. Why are they just keeping the Gear Hulk back? Like, what are you afraid of? They're doing a lot of cycling for something that I don't know what for. Well, I got a little bit of time still, right? Flying Haze first. Well, this is just a powerful play. And I got to bait out some counter magic. See? Oh, yeah. Alright, at least we got the Spell Pierce play out of the way. I don't have to worry about that now. Alright, Thassa's Intervention. Okay, 66 cards. So there's no hope of me actually, them drawing themselves out, which would have been pretty nice. But that ain't going to happen. Yeah, I think they might be maybe decided that, okay, there's no need to play Teferi at any point. We'll just He hasn't made a play to defend himself, so we'll just keep going after him this way. And again, too, if I'm only playing one spell, if I play one spell a turn, they can easily counterspell all that stuff. I guess now's the time to scry and pop this. Preferably wish it to land, but we'll see. Oh, they better not have the stifle effect for this. Fable of the Mirror Breaker doesn't do anything right now. Den of the Bugbear is a land. Just comes into play untapped, unfortunately. Alright, I think... So they kind of got it. Short of me killing everything off now. So let's make this move. And say good game. And pass it on. Yep. Good game, my friend. And I would normally let them attack me, but I have a funny feeling they'll just want to play all their spells first. So Staunton, thank you very much for the game. Let's go on to the next one. Alrighty, so let's try another one with Magda. We'll probably try a couple more. How are you guys enjoying the stream so far? Let me know. Anything you want me to work on? Anything you would like me to try to add to it? This is my first time doing this stuff, so still trying to learn. Let me know how the sound quality is, how the video quality is. I will be posting this up on YouTube later, because again, this is a way for me to kind of start getting more content out there for you guys. Again, I'm not totally abandon me making my edited videos, because I do think there's an audience for that. But I was trying to find how those take some time. So I'm trying to think of how else could I get some stuff out there for you guys to watch some Brawl content, to see, and then again to share my ideas. So this is what I'm trying to do to kind of get some more of me out there for you guys to watch. All right, so the hand seems okay. I got to hopefully try out Dollhouse of Horrors. So I'm playing against GG Branch Piling a Nicol Bolas Dragon God deck. So this is another control matchup. This one being more Grixis based. I don't know why I'm not getting any other matchups, but it's fine really. Magda by herself just is a very aggressive commander. So why not just have more, play against the control, the classic thing. Alright, we'll start by saying hello, play out the snow-covered mountain. Now this actually gets to be interesting. Normally I go with 7 dwarves into a Magda. Alright TG, thank you very much for the update about this video and the sound. So I would say normally I go with Magda. I normally do 7 dwarves into Magda because that kind of like pumps, but I really want to get this Reckless going. So let's risk getting Magda burned a little bit. Oh yeah, I had Leyline Tyrant here too. Okay, that's not bad. Actually, probably keep the stuff over there. Dark Ritual. Alright. Now you're going to kill Magda? Okay, cool. So, that's fine. And actually, it'd be kind of funny that this happens now, because I think... Oh, okay. I thought the Sadness one was going to pop up now as I kill his commander. Alright, so hopefully that means Nicol Bolas is gone for a little while. Next turn gets to be interesting. Oh, okay. Alright, I get rid of the creature. So next turn then will definitely be a Solemn Simulacrum probably play. Because I really want to try out this Dollhouse of Horrors, because that seems really cool. Because again, they kill all my creatures, but they're all dwarves and whatnot, and I think their constructs is except in addition to its other types. So it's going to get pumped for being a construct, and it's going to be pumped for being a dwarf. All right, Mr. Death Weapon, thank you very much for the update as well. Thanks for letting me know that the video and the sound is good. All right, so I didn't get what I wanted. All right, so I am so annoyed that the auto tapper almost always exclusively keeps Treasure Vault untapped. Yes, I play Spare Supplies in my deck because it lets me draw me cards. Wow, okay. I think he's a little salty too about like, oh god, I have to worry about him drawing cards now.
So I guess you can make an argument. In my head, I'm thinking like spare supplies. Why am I playing this over, say, one of the impulse draws or like thrill of possibility? Biggest reason why is that this is a non-blue version of Behold the Multiverse. There's no scry. Am I running Tome of Legends? I believe I am, but my memory is a little shoddy right now. So I will double check. I had an external app that helped me keep track of some of that stuff, but the last time the game tried updating, it wasn't updating. So once I removed the external app, it worked. So that's why I'm keeping it off for right now. But I will double check about the Tome of Legends when this match is over with. All right. So the fun option that I want to do would be Leyline Tyrant. That just seems kind of insane though. So let's go with Solemn here. If it resolves, I get a Dollhouse next turn, which clearly seems to be more of a 6-mana play now that I think about it. But again, it gets me to 5, Counterspell. Alright, so much for the... Alright, so at this point they're forcing me, I gotta do small plays now. Probably kept the Counterspell up more for the Magda too. But what I would say here is that... Yeah, I'm probably going to run the Containment Construct with the 7 Dwarves. They can counter one thing. Now they got to hope for a board wipe. And 2 and 5, so they need 7, 3. They're getting close to 7. So, alright, so there's my 5th. So that's good. And anything I can make that's better now that I have this? Now, we'll stick with the 7 Dwarves with the Containment Construct. Be honest with you, I'm trying to remember why I have the Containment Construct in here. I think it's because I have some discard stuff going on. But maybe I was trying to look at another 2-drop in there. But I'll double check. Definitely look into the Tome of Legends. I feel like I do, because it's such a good card for this deck. And I'll see why I'm playing the Containment Construct again. Definitely am thinking that the Aetherwork Marbles might need to get cut, as that might be more of a win-more scenario. Again, it's kind of using it as card advantage, but if I'm behind, it doesn't really help me get ahead unless I have miraculously a bunch of treasures already in play, in which case I should be winning by then. Memory Deluge. So he's either looking for a board wipe, let's see, cycling land, and maybe looting or other discard draw. Yeah, I definitely have the cycling land. Again, the looting stuff, that might work better with the Dollhouse of Horrors. I think sometimes though I don't always like discarding stuff. That's probably a sign of a better skill player. I rather just have straight card draw, which doesn't have much to do in red. But it's definitely ways I can try to do to improve. And again, if I do lean more into the Dollhouse, and then again, and I'm having the Containment Construct, those may ultimately end up being better than say the spare supplies. So something I can definitely think about. Crimson Katana. Alrighty, so they got 2 more cards in their hand with the Memory Deluge. Well, let's see anything. So again, I would like to think that they would have gotten a land and then probably plus. I think that's, if I was playing the Nicol Bolas deck, that's how I think. I want to get my commander out, I'll plus. He probably gets rid of. I probably get rid of a card from my hand. Then unfortunately get to exile. Ooh, I get a little bit of time, but because that comes into play tapped. So now might be a time to try to switch. If I get 6, any reason to play out? Well, a Reckless Storm. Reckless Storm doesn't get pumped. I think though, getting a Nicol Bolas, if they go Nicol Bolas, getting a Dollhouse of Horrors, they already naturally have haste until the end of turn. So getting Magda out might be the better option. If I play out Magda, dang it, because Curse is really good. You can deal 1 damage that way. Does this play? May play. Alright, so we'll go hunting for some lands. And we'll curse the opponent. This way then, again, if I happen to get the if I happen to get a land, that's really what I'm trying to do here. Get that land so that Dollhouse of Horror can come down, and I can give some, probably do Solemn actually then, because that makes Tyrant, makes everything else just that much better. Yeah, actually that makes the play, because I'm looking forward, what I could do is if I get the land, Dollhouse, bring back Solemn, that's another land. Following turn, land, I'll have the land in play, bring back Reckless, target the copper, and I'm good. So now, this should give me 2 hits off the Curse of Hospitality to hit a land. And I think they're wondering, like, what are you going to get? And like, I'm looking for your lands. Fatal Push. Cold Steel Heart is good enough. You can counter the Cold Steel Heart then. Okay. Put the other on the bottom of that library. Alright. I guess they're trying to hope for removal from me. Does he really have a handful of lands? Do and Siphon Insight twice. Let's stick with the red. See, I think after this game, I'll go back into the deck builder and we'll tinker around a little bit more with Magda to see what can maybe be, what's not pulling its weight, what can I maybe upgrade. Alright, 7 dwarves. There's the blocker. Robber of the Rich. Can you play a land to get a card off of me? Alright, so now that I have my 6 mana, and I have a second, these are +1/+1, right? Alright. Really hope they would have tapped out more. There were pauses after the creatures, I think. So, thinking maybe he's got counter magic? I know, I'm talking myself out of the Dollhouse of Horrors play. Because it's really awesome. I don't want to lose out to that. Let's start playing out the 7 dwarves. Let's get Magda going. My thinking being that I'd rather stick the Leyline Tyrant, and so I'm really pumping my stuff up. I'm getting some extra treasure. I'm getting a treasure out of this. And let's go to the Containment Construct, yeah. Actually, it is kind of funny that I think back to the past turn. I'm playing off of their stuff, and they're playing out of my deck now, which is kind of funny. Okay, that was kind of neat. Alright, so what you don't know, though, is I have that Dollhouse. So see? Top 5. Okay, what did I exile? Oh, must have been a land? Expressive Iteration. Oh, must have been the Thassa's Intervention. I thought they did that. Alright, Thassa's Intervention. Yeah, so what they don't know now is that Dollhouse of Horrors, ha ha ha, I get to start making copies of those things. Alright, so 1 to hand. Bedevil. Wow. 2 blue open. You gonna try and hold on to something? Take the action. Probably could have left her in the graveyard at this point. I only dealt with 1 creature. Okay. Leyline Tyrant kind of sticks. I know, I'm kind of scared to pull the trigger. 4 red? Sure, take the action. I'll pay 3. Hold on to that. I see what you mean by dealing with one creature. Okay, yeah. Honestly, token. Embercleave, everybody's favorite. Alright, so Dollhouse of Horror. Don't have the free counter spell. Don't have the free. You have the free counter spell. Really? Dang it. And then that's also the problem too. Is you start second guessing. You're like, what if I played that earlier? What if I played that earlier? Honestly, the Embercleave is not going to do me any good right now. So, might as well just get rid of it. Non-creature, non-land. They draw a card. Okay. And now I'm back in the same spot of needing... Now the lands are flowing. Stay with Magda. Oh boy. Alright, pass, pass, pass. Yeah, Gordon, that was painful. I'll cut the curse. Chandra, Torch of Defiance. Resolves. Yeah, and then now I lose the Ancient Copper Dragon. I was going to lose him either way, then it looks like. Okay, pass. Well, let's try to draw some stuff. Yeah, I've tried to give this game a little bit of this deck a little bit of a late game, but it doesn't seem to always get there. Alright, so I'm going to go after the Nicol Bolas now, the creature one. Just because I feel like I just don't want to deal with another Planeswalker right now, and that gets rid of it at least. Yep, mono 1-for-1. Power level is definitely up there for historic. But I feel like I like it right now because of the card pool. So again, it's a matter of I'm also playing Magda. Like I was saying before, I switched to some of my other ones like Ala Undo. Yeah, could I run into a Nicol Bolas deck? Totally possible. But I've gotten some weirder stuff that way. Brainstorm. I love my Japanese, but this is don't like the artwork for this. My favorite artwork for Brainstorm has been the Mercadian Mask one. That one was a pretty penny for my so that Maelstrom Wanderer deck I talk about. I actually foiled the deck out, so that was because I wanted the Mercadian Mask one. That was a pretty penny to get going. Alrighty. Yeah, the alchemy stuff, I don't really mind it. I get used to it. I just feel like it's sometimes like I think it's more like when it's extra stuff if I have to, purchase it. I mean, you don't need to be competitive, I feel like, but it does get annoying. Sometimes you're like, oh, that's what this does now. All right, so I kind of stay alive in one more turn. So let's see. Will they counter this? If they counter this, okay. So I'll play a little bit more. They probably got me dead to rights here, I would say. Actually, I think they got me. I'm just going to say good game. And GG Branch, thank you. I thought I could maybe get there. I probably should have maybe pulled the trigger on the Dollhouse a little bit sooner, but if he had that and he had enough mana, he probably was like, I'll just take whatever and keep me alive. So GG Branch, thank you very much for the game. Let's go into the deck building phase now. Does matchmaking take your commander into consideration? My understanding is that yes, they have a weighted system of the commanders. So if you were to build the exact same deck, so let's say we did mono red, okay? We go to decks. I believe they do. So basically, if I were to build, so we have mono red here. If I were to make this if I were to swap this out for a different commander. So if I were to put, what would we say over here? Arnie Broken Bow. If I put Arnie Broken Bow in this position, in theory, the exact same deck should get matched with other weaker commanders. So that is my belief on that. Devils, Atsushi. There's something, yeah, so, okay, so let's go a little bit, take off the commander thing real quick. Alright, so usually with my deck thinking of some of this stuff is I want to, let me look at the time, because I have to make sure baby's doing okay. Temur Dragon, the Temur Dragon's really popular, but yeah, that might be what they're doing to you. Alright, so I usually believe in 10 card draw, 10 ramp, probably where I'm failing is the card draw here. 5 removal and 5 wipes, and then everything else is like synergy. So let me start taking apart a couple of things here. So keep the ramp in this side because ramp's usually in the 2 spot. Alright, so, and then I also said, let me look in the discards. I was saying how, alright, okay, so I probably put Containment Construct in it because I was running the Hazard's Monument. That's the real reason. Probably 2-card combo probably isn't worth it, I would say. No Springleaf Drum. The closest you have to a Springleaf Drum is from Kamigawa. It's the new mono. It's the mono blue common with a channel that lets you pay a blue. It's blue to cast. Tap an untapped artifact or creature, add a colorless, and then the channel ability is 4 and a blue. Target non-land permanent, I believe. Put target non-land permanent on the opponent gets to choose on the top or bottom of the library. So that's what we have. But if you're thinking of Springleaf Drum to get more treasures out of Magda, really your best bet for that would be vehicles. And when I built my first version of this for 60 card, something's off here. Why do I? Those are my only vehicles? I must have the rare filter on? Reset. Oh, I can't spell. Oh, okay. Thanks. Alright, so I would probably go, I mean, I know when I was doing this, I went with the Funeral Longboat as a start off because I thought that was pretty decent for the crewing right away. Crew 2 is not bad for this, but nobody wants to crew that. And that is a way to take this deck. I wasn't sure if that would be strong enough really for, see, because that's, like, it's good. These are good because they're 2-drops. And again, you can play this. So it's basically the same thing as playing a 7 Dwarves, where I play this on 2, and then next turn play out Magda, crew her, and then I just kind of ramped myself a little bit. Draw a card. Daredevil Dragster would be something that would be interesting, but doesn't have haste. So that's the downside to that. If I'm thinking, it's all the ones I don't have. Okay, so because if I remember correctly, really, I was thinking, what are the dwarves from? Dwarf. What about the ones that are from Kaladesh? Oh, they're pilots maybe too. That's the other thing about them. All right, so what if I look at pilot? All right, so the ones I'm thinking of might be white then. Okay, so that's why they're not popping up. Okay, so that's why I think the crewing idea kind of goes out the window a little bit. Sure, we'll throw this in as an idea for right now. At least it's some sort of card thing. All right, so let's get rid of the Kaladesh part. All right, so we want to kind of have a little bit of the dwarf thing going, and then we have the ramp. So keep ramp here. All right, that's interaction. This is card advantage. This kind of is more like a finisher. Interaction. It's not really card advantage. It's just it's a card selection. Dwarf. Probably move the dwarves over actually because I need another separate line for that. This is card advantage. There's that ramp. That's maybe a cut. Maybe the Bomat Courier. Spare supplies is card draw. Mind Stone is ramp. This is the ramp pile, and this is interaction. Interaction I consider it more like a wipe, but all right, TG, you have a good day now. All right, man. Thanks for stopping by. All right, Breakneck Berserker. That's the other thing too. By going with the dwarf theme, the dwarves aren't always. Some of them are not the best. Interaction. This is card advantage. Fable is supposed to be good. I think it's a little bit of everything. That's the hard part. So it's ramp. It's a little bit of everything. So we'll put it under. I'm gonna put it under ramp. Put it under ramp maybe. Interaction. Facebreaker. That's card advantage. Just a good card. That's really what that is. I haven't really got a chance to use her, so as she's getting a pass, it kind of acts as card advantage here. Zorn would create more treasure tokens, but the treasure token production has not been the best right now, so maybe we think about cutting him. Let's move the Reckless. That's actually just a good card. Sweltering Sun is a wipe, so those are good to have. Kind of show that. It could be removal or wipe. Treasure Chest, I think would be a fun card. It's an artifact, so in theory I could look it up. And if I happen to roll right with this thing, I get my 5 treasures right away from Magda. So this is like extremely big upside that could possibly be cut. This is ramp plus card selection. I think it's good. This draws me a card, so that's good. It's just another dwarf, and I kind of need them. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 dwarves. Yeah, I could run the enchantment that makes everything a dwarf. Dungeon Descent. The land? I think originally I shut that one down initially because that... Dungeon Descent. So the original version of this card was terrible. So that's why. But this... You know something? It's a land slot. Why not? We'll give it a shot. Got one of those down. Alright, so we got that in there. Alright, so I think I snuck a Sushi in just now. Probably falls under card advantage a little because it gets me stuff. Isn't there something new from the new AFR about playing your next turn? Nope. What is cut? See, I'm a little... I don't necessarily want to play the specialized cards in my Brawl decks. I just feel like it doesn't feel the same. I know it's supposed to be a stand-in for the new backgrounds. I think I'm not the biggest fan of it. At least if you're playing like standard, you're playing non-commander themed stuff. I'm not a huge fan of it because it just makes it a little bit harder to keep track of. And again, it wasn't great that you're like, wait, it's the same card on the printed page, but it's the same character but different. So that was annoying. Wasn't there a card in instant? All right. To the end of your next turn. Maybe as a possibility. All right, so you find some prisoners. We go under card advantage. So I needed a couple dragons. So let's pull the dragons over here. The 4-mana ones are decent. I feel like Torbrand. Torbrand's a dwarf, so that's why I'm like, why is he in? He's a dwarf. Storm's Wrath, because even I believe every deck kind of needs some wipes, even if you're just an aggro deck. The artifact one that just came out might be interesting. Up to 3. This has me still in Alchemy, right? Yeah. Because Shatterstorm? That is not what I thought Shatterstorm did. I'm thinking, oh. Alright, Structural Assault. That could be interesting. Alright, hold off on that for right now. I think maybe the Aetherworks Marvel can maybe go. That's ramp. Card draw. So that helps. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have alright, so the Vanquish's Banner puts me at 10 for card draw. Card advantage at least. So we have card advantage met. Ramp. Gotta remember that she counts. In theory, then so does all of those guys. You know, she gets beat up all the time. Let us look into. Let's try the Mox Amber as a possibility too. Just because again, it's something that I can maybe try early on. I do think the Aetherworks Marvel is going to go. Possibly the Construct, and I think the Zorn as well. Because I'm high enough on creatures. So get rid of the Zorn. You know, the double team. I'm trying to think of double team to get more stuff in. Not as much good. Dollhouse of Horrors, I think, is my way to come back. So I think I'm going to keep that. In theory, it's card advantage because I'm reusing my graveyard a little bit. Alright, let's see. How much can I push this a little? So Dragon. Dragon. Wipe. Alright. Ox gives me some card advantage. That gives me a little bit of haste. Board wipe. But that also deals with Planeswalkers. It's possible I should cut the Sweltering Suns because I actually have... It's not like I have slightly bigger bodies, so... Finisher. Mortal Sun does everything. Card advantage. Nice little dragon we got here. Alright, let's just move this over a little bit. Alright, so 4 wipes. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Or is it 14? Alright, so I have 14 dwarves. Would you run that over the Abrade? Because, let me think about it. Cathartic. Because Cathartic lets me card selection or 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker. Okay. Wait, so I'm missing on Crimson. Are we running both, or am I running one over the other? Oh, wait a second. Let me see something real quick. Oh, okay, that's not on. Okay. Never mind. Your choice. I was thinking like, oh, okay, I understand now. Thank you. I'll swap it out. I mean, I think it was what happened was at the time I was trying to think, okay, what's a 3 mana thing that could do so? Sorry, a 2 mana spell that does 3 damage to deal things, and at instant speed. And I figured break a deal with some problematic artifacts, which as I'm saying that, maybe does that mean I look into trying and throwing in an Ugin as a catch-all. Alright, 100. Oh, Inferno of the Star Mounts. So my big things here... You're probably right about that. I'm going to take that you mean that with Commander, you kind of got to think about going a little more to the late game, and you have 3 other opponents to deal with. So you something that might be hyper focused that's good against one. Thank you. That 1 versus 1 and fast players are stronger. That's the most succinct way of saying what I was trying to say. So thank you very much for that. You're right. I do make that mistake. Yep. No, you're right. I think for me, it's hard to get rid of some of that stuff. I think I like the. I mean, yeah, Star does take longer. Okay, you're right, and then maybe in. I'm willing to try some stuff with this one because you're right. In term thinking that Magda is one of the top tier brawl commanders, we're always going to fight the bigger things. You're right. That because she's feeling all the crazier things, maybe bring the stuff down a little. Well, again, I'm also thinking too. I had enough rafts. That's probably good. Well, yeah, Dollhouse. Okay, you might laugh at that, but again, I think it's something that if all my creatures are dying early on, this lets me get them back a little bit slowly. But again, they're getting the +1/+1 from being constructs, and they also get a +1/+0 because they keep their other type. So Magda plus this gets them. They're getting +2/+1. So I think that's a good bit. Torbrand works. I feel like with Torbrand, I think like also too, I should look into thinking about the whatchamacallit, the triple damage thing. I always, because I have learned to make this Fury Emancipation. If they don't answer it, it does kind of win the game sometimes. So now the question is, do I have too many? Well, these are the finishers. Let's see here. Now, I was thinking of, if I want to look at mana changes, going with the idea that running 38 lands. So let's cut Cold Steel Heart for another land. And then I'm thinking card advantage-wise, Curse. That gives me another creature. Ox. Dollhouse Vanquishers. It's also a con. The funny thing is, maybe the Polemat's also a construct, so it goes with the Dollhouse. It gets pumped by it. Or at least pumps the other dolls. Banefire. I have Banefire in here as a way to finish them off when I get enough mana going on. I think it was you who asked me about did I have the other tome, and I wasn't running Tome of Legends. Alright, so we have that. Treasure chest. We'll run both. This way then I have the card advantage going. Yeah, the treasure chest, I'm leaning towards you. The idea that maybe treasure chest is a little too cute. Oh, over the spare supplies. Think about that. You're not bad. Okay, that's a creature, that's a creature, it's not a creature. I'm trying to think like of landfall stuff. Let's see. Does Moriak do anything better for me? Gives me, I think I tried that. extra attack step. I think I have the dragon, so why would I use that over this? And I have an equal number of creatures, just about, to non-creature stuff. Where is my expensive... Okay, Explosive Singularity. Untapped creatures you control. This will cost 1 less to cast for each creature tapped this way. Deals 10 damage to any target. Yeah. Alright, how am I doing? Okay. Excuse me. Alrighty, so I keep thinking about the Arcane Signet, and I could go with add, maybe. Goldhound would be something that ramps, but let's see, Goldhound? Yeah, that's like the only 1 mana thing, per se. 1 and 0, which brings up all the lands. Camino. Yeah, okay, so that doesn't really work. And 3 and 4s. Bergie's a 3. Chandra. I like Chandra. I don't think that... I like Littering Stockpile, but I've been kind of going down on it a little bit. I like the idea of it. I guess I was thinking Zorn would be my other thing that makes me more treasures when I play out the other thing. Chandra's another... If I'm playing the other thing, so it's not really worth it. Dwarf Berserker, Venture to Dungeon, Dragon Sword. Dragon Horde's probably just being too cute, I would think. Celestis I'm leaning towards, because it gets me some card draw going. Or at least card selection again. Or, you know something? I think this is the, where did the Celestis go? Celestis. Alright, I'm back up to 39 lands. We cast 1 spell. Is it worth trying the Ironcrag feat thing? Because that would fix, well... Alright, let's go with... I'll be on the safe side. I mean, Ironcrag's another possibility, but... I feel like... With my, what, how many 7-drops? I have... Just it done for right now, just to refresh it real quick. Alright, so in terms of... If I were to use Ironcrag, I get out 2 7-drops. And then in terms of 6-drops, all are kind of insane. But that means I'd have to have it in hand. So the 5-drops then also... The only one that wouldn't be good... Or a couple that wouldn't be good there, I'd say. Alright, let's go with this. Alright, so... Alright, give it like another 20 minutes or so, and then I'll start closing up shop here, guys, alright? Okay. Oh, okay, that works too. Do that. Keep that up. Alright. Alright, let's see how the new and improved Magda does against the Lassa. The Lassa? The Lassa. Piling it to Fairy Hero Dominaria deck. Okay. Got to try out the Chandra, would be nice. Alright, so keep the 7. Start off by saying hello to the opponent. Play out the mountain. Alright, they foretold. Kind of get in real quick. Probably going to die to a spell. But let's see what we can pull off here. If we can get a little bit. Prison Realm. I can't deal with enchantments. So with 3 here. Arguably, I could have played out the Chandra to then have my red source for the next time. This is more annoying. Decline. I can't deal with that. Alright, here now, I'm going to go with the Chandra. So that this way then I'm closer to getting my Fearless Liberator out. Not my Fearless Liberator, my Fury Emancipation down. Because all I need to do is draw a land here, and then I'm good for that. Borrowed Time. There's probably a Yorion in their deck, I feel like. Alright, what's my plan now? I pay the 2 now. I'll pay. Alright, saw it coming, you know. Again, there's 4 possibilities every time they foretell something. But we got the beatdown going so far. So the question now becomes, if they stick to Fairy, and do they have counter magic? Alright, Curse of Silence on Magna. Magna's probably out of the game for right now then. Immortal Sun's another one to try to stick down. Resolve. I'll decline this time. Mostly because I want to get my card drawing thing going on right now. Alright, so let's get out Tome. Probably should have led with Maze. Oh, Spell Pierce. Yeah, that's fine. I only need to draw 1 more card anyways. Alright, and the tap land comes into play on time. Wandering Emperor. Alright, so this is like the right opportunity. Really, they did not like my creatures enough to actually kill one of my creatures. Okay, so that was that for disrespect. Maybe because they're getting low on life there. Alright, now the Samurai. No problem. I'm going to decline again. Fury Emancipation. Immortal Sun wins, right? Immortal Sun would probably win me the game. Alright, let's go aggressive with the Fury Emancipation. This is something they have to answer. Okay, woo, I read that. Pull 1 counter, gains first strike. As crazy it sounds about trading off the creatures, I think I'm fine here doing that because they have the plus, there's nothing getting bigger. So he won't have 3/3s for me to deal with. There's Teferi. And not a matter of how much mana he has, it's a matter of if it's going to go through. Let's see if we can get the Mortal Sun to stick. Alright, so that deals with the Planeswalkers. So, do you have any more removal? That's the game right now, and we're top decking here. And right now, I have the better stuff. Resolve. I will pay 2 for that. Thank you very much. All right. How much 2 can I pay? All right. Play out the land. Now let's pull the Dungeon Descent. And then everybody costs 1 less. Or 2-ish. All right, so 1, 2. Let's go with the haste. All right, so there's a little bit of a nombo because all my stuff now is bigger because of the Immortal Sun. So I can't actually use her ability. So that's something that's a little bit of a negative to keep in mind. Can't attack, block, activators can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. Okay, that's fine. What we got on top? Another land. Good. Alright, I'm going to decline. Alright. Alright, do have the Hero's Blessing, or the City's Blessing. Alright, we're going to break. Oh, I didn't want it to tap that. I was actually going to use that for the Subari. Oh well, alright. Actually, let me think. Let's do the Professional Facebreaker out. And then pass the turn. We know where that's going. That might be too little too late. Because you have to bounce the Professional Facebreaker. Alright, now you make one of your Samurai. Put a stop. Alright, Bowman Courier. Alright, so let's Treasure Vault, draw a card. Okay, decline. Should be able to pull all this stuff off. Draw a card. Thank you, actually. I did realize that. Okay. Alright. Land. Professional Facebreaker survives. Okay, there's that. Okay. Take the action, yeah. End the turn. Really? Alright, so I guess here... activate the ability. You find some prisoners. Oh boy, I forgot to put this in here. Okay. This will be interesting. All right, land. I mean, really, I think the only scary thing I have to worry about really is a really large token from Shark Typhoon. Okay, so vault, do the easy draw. It's not much. Play the land out. Chroma's Memorial? Okay, it sticks. I don't have any things to make, though. Probably going to use your Find Some Prisoners next turn just to see if I can steal anything that they have. The only blue counter for one, that's not going to work. Oh, frick. I always forget this thing lets me... I can't play spells on my opponent's turn. Always forget that. And I would have probably gotten the freaking Dream Trawler if I had done this. Dang it. Alright, let's draw the card now. Always forget that with this Teferi. Alright. That leaves me with 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 left over. First strike, trample, haste, protection. None of that works. Alright, so let's see what my opponent has. Midnight Clock, which I can't actually use. And alright, Wizard's Class, because that's the only one that I can reasonably use right now. Auto pay. Do I have Chandra? Did I get rid of Chandra? Like, I draw a Chandra here, that'd be really helpful. Alright, resolve. Decline. Resolve. Decline. Burn down the house? Does it stick? You can discard all you want. It's not going to save it. Oh boy. Oh buddy. Okay. Alright, so maybe the you see some prisoners might be staying in a little bit longer. You're not going to bounce the Wizard's Class. Oh, you are going to bounce the Wizard's Class. That's kind of funny. Alright. Now that you have all the mana that I gave you, draw your 2 cards. Alright, so I get a reset on the Tome of Legends, which is nice. Resolve. Let's thin the deck out. Alright, we have some red. So, I have... Just gonna look around the camera real quick. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Alright. Alright, that went through pretty smoothly. Goldspan Dragon. Good game. Woo! Thalassa, thank you very much for the game. All right, I think that will probably be it, guys. So let me just go back. Thank you very much for your help, Crimson Katana. Thank you for some of the ideas for the deck. Let me know if you want me to do a video on what we've worked on today. If it'd be interesting to you guys, basically historic brawl version of Valdrik, as well as my take on historic Magda. If that's something you guys want to see a more polished video on, let me know. And yeah, I don't know if I really have a good sign off. I think just yet for the stream. I'm, like I said, the first time out, but it's been a blast. And so, guys, thanks for hanging out with me today. Thank you for visiting the. No, I might not do that just yet. But again, thanks for hanging out with me. Again, this is something new that I'm trying. Let me know if there's any improvements I can make to it. Obviously, my playing has to get better, I feel like, and hopefully my deck building will as well. So, as always, thank you for visiting the Batcave, and have a great day. Bye. Okay.